Before we dive into this story, take a quick second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dive celebrity stories. It really helps support the channel, and now, let's get into it. You probably won't believe this, but what you're about to hear isn't just celebrity gossip. This isn't some small, petty family argument. This is about a family that built a global empire, a son who grew up in the spotlight, and the quiet, emotional unraveling that played out right in front of millions of people, without most of us even realizing it. When people think of the Beckhams, they think of perfection. David Beckham, football royalty. Victoria Beckham, fashion icon, former Spice Girl. And their children, styled, smiling, polished. They weren't just a family. They were a brand. And for the longest time, Brooklyn Beckham was the heart of that brand. But somewhere along the way, something broke. Here's what most people don't understand. For normal families, Instagram is just photos. For the Beckhams, it's communication. It's branding. It's public messaging. So when Brooklyn stopped tagging his mom, when he stopped showing up in family posts, when he went silent during important family moments, that wasn't accidental. That was deliberate. And the biggest shock of all? Brooklyn blocked Victoria Beckham on Instagram. On her birthday. Think about that. This isn't a normal mother. This is Victoria Beckham. A woman whose life has been carefully, perfectly curated for decades. To be blocked publicly? By her own son? That's not just emotional. That's symbolic. That's scorched earth. To understand how it got this bad, we have to go back. Brooklyn Beckham was born straight into fame. Not slowly introduced. Not protected. He was displayed. 4 months after he was born, David and Victoria got married. And there he was, dressed in a tiny purple suit, held up in front of cameras for the world to see. That moment wasn't just cute. It was a message. This is our legacy. From that moment on, Brooklyn wasn't just a son. He was part of a machine. He was styled. He was photographed. He was curated. He wasn't just Brooklyn. He was Beckham. And when you grow up like that, you don't get to find yourself freely. You perform. You smile. You show up. You protect the family image. Until one day, you don't want to anymore. Part 4, enter Nicola Peltz. Then came Nicola Peltz. They met at Leonardo DiCaprio's Halloween party, which already tells you the kind of world they were living in. Luxury. Fame. Cameras everywhere. David and Victoria actually liked her at first. They congratulated them publicly. The posts were warm. Supportive. Brooklyn moved to America for her. He fell hard. He moved fast. And then, he proposed. The world saw it as fairy tale. Nobody saw the tension building under the surface. The real breaking point didn't happen in a shouting match. It happened in silence. April 2022, the wedding. In the Beckham world, fashion is not just fashion. It is loyalty. It is identity. Everyone expected Nicola to wear a Victoria Beckham dress. She didn't. Not one. She wore 3 dresses. None of them designed by Victoria. Maybe she had dreamed of something different. Maybe she wanted her own style. But in that family, that choice meant something much bigger. It wasn't about fabric. It was about power. And from that moment, the energy shifted. After the wedding, things looked fine online. Smiles. Captions. Family photos. But look closer. Nicola stopped attending family events. She skipped Victoria's fashion shows. She wasn't around. And Brooklyn? He stayed by Nicola's side. He started disappearing from Beckham gatherings. No posts. No appearances. No tags. When you look through 2 years of events, there were more than 10 major family moments he missed. This wasn't coincidence. This was distance. Part 7, the anniversary that said everything. Now let's talk about the moment fans really started to notice. Brooklyn and Nicola's third wedding anniversary. Normally, the Beckhams celebrate everything online. Birthdays, anniversaries, achievements. This time? Nothing. No post. No message. No public love. But Brooklyn posted something. A photo of a gift basket. The caption was simple. "Thank you so much. What a lovely gift." Then he deleted it. A few minutes later, he reposted the same picture, but this time, he thanked Nicola's parents by name. Not his own. That wasn't random. That was a message. Next moment? Victoria Beckham's birthday. No post from Brooklyn. No happy birthday, Mom. No throwbacks. No hearts. Then David Beckham's birthday. Silence again. In that family, that silence was devastating. People close to them said Victoria was furious. Not performative anger. Real heartbreak anger. Not because of Instagram. Because of what it meant. Then came the biggest test of all. David Beckham's 50th birthday. This wasn't just a party. It was a celebration planned for months. Private jets. Luxury trips. Private vineyards in Bordeaux. Dinner in Paris. A final celebration in London. Brooklyn and Nicola flew to London. David and Victoria thought, he's coming. They were invited. They were expected. They didn't show up. Not for the family party. Not for the vineyard trip. Not for the private jet. Not for the dinner. Brooklyn had told them he'd be there. He wasn't. That hurt David deeply. And when David hurts, Victoria explodes. Then came the real turning point. David posted photos from a fishing trip with his sons. Beautiful landscapes. Laughter. Bonding. But Brooklyn wasn't there. And David made sure people noticed. He wrote, "Miss you at Brooklyn Beckham." That wasn't subtle. That was public. That was pain turned into caption. And that's when people realized. This isn't a rumor. This is real. After that post, insiders started talking. Romeo and Cruz? They were done. David and Victoria? Emotionally exhausted. And Nicola? They blamed her. TMZ reported that Nicola's team tried to shift the blame onto Romeo's girlfriend. But the excuse didn't hold up. She wasn't even there. The story didn't make sense. What made sense was this. Brooklyn chose his wife. The Beckhams felt abandoned. And everything played out in front of millions of people. This wasn't just a family disagreement. This was what happens when a child born into a brand decides he wants to be a person. This is what happens when love clashes with legacy. And the saddest part? No one wins. A mother lost her son. A father lost his pride. And a son lost the only world he ever knew. So now I want to ask you. If your family hurt the person you loved, would you walk away? Or would you try to fix?